Wildstar free-to-play has finally launched, Dragon's Profit is shutting down. All that and more, I'm Zach Sharps, and this is Free-to-Play Weekly. First up in the news this week, Perfect World and Cryptic Studios have spilled some details for the next Neverwinter expansion. Titled Underdark, this new content update will feature a new campaign, new stronghold plot location, new PvP tower, a large-scale battle against the Demon Prince, and a whole lot more. Those of you wondering the quality of the basic quests will be happy to hear that the legendary D&D author R.A. Salvatore will be writing the quest lines. Lastly, Cryptic seems to understand that repeatable quests can be a bit stale, so with the new update comes some refinements in order to bring a little bit more variability within the fights and better rewards for better play. It seems as though after the console launch of Neverwinter, Cryptic has been eager to throw some new content out, either a sign of massive success or a little bit of desperation. What do you guys think? Those of you who have been highly anticipating Wildstar's free-to-play launch will be happy to hear that the game's monetization switch is live. With this launch came issues with server stability, glitches with auction housing, and a little bit more bugs here and there. However, there was also new additions to the game, including redesigns of quest flow, character creation tweaks, environment changes, and a total overhaul to the level 1 through 15 experience. In addition to content though, Wildstar's transition to free-to-play also comes with a whole new lighting design in the game in order to make those graphics pop a bit more. When it comes down to it, I'm personally enjoying the Space Sim Elite Dangerous too much right now in order to swap to an MMO that couldn't hook me in the past. That being said, the new additions are enticing and certainly great for all who want to check out the game now that it is free to play. Daybreak Games has announced content pricing and even release dates for their upcoming expansions for both EverQuest and EverQuest 2. Of course, while these titles are free to play, you'll have to purchase these expansions in order to gain access to the new content coming to each MMO. First up, let's talk some EverQuest, The Broken Mirror. This expansion features 4 entirely new expansion zones, 3 revamped zones, instance versions of the Plane of Hate and Plane of Fear that scale for level 75 all the way to 105 raids, new quests, heroic adventures, missions, bonus raids, spells, and the list goes on. I'm not even joking, this list is really freaking long. The Broken Mirror is set to release on November the 18th and is priced at $34.99 for the basic expansion all the way to $139.99 for the top edition. Moving on to EverQuest 2, the Terrors of Thalumbra is the next expansion in line for release. Terrors will feature a new overland zone, which includes special quests for adventure and trade skill players, level-agnostic dungeons that scale for players level 20 through 95, a new contested zone, a realm of heroic dungeons, advanced solo dungeons, and raid zones for level 100s. As for pricing, Terrors of Thalumbra is priced the same as the original EverQuest new expansion. All I gotta say is this. That's a ton of content, but a steep price if you want the top editions. Daybreak though, where is EverQuest next? It seems to have been forgotten. When we initially talked about Hi-Rez Studios Paladins here on Free-to-Play Weekly, I noticed a lot of people worrying about Hi-Rez dumping support for Smite like they did Tribes Ascend. However, it appears that they know your pain, as President Stuart Chisholm stated the following regarding the fast-paced free-to-play shooter. None of us felt good about the state it was left in. We have 4 or 5 people working on Tribes full-time, and I'd love to keep that team around for a while. It's starting to feel more like the old Tribes games. Chisholm also confirmed that Smite had taken up much of the company's bandwidth, and Tribes Ascend is more of a passion project to Hi-Rez, as they think it will never make money. In all honesty, I admire how Hi-Rez approached this concern from its fan base. That said, games losing support does intrigue me a bit, so it's time for the question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked what is the most you've ever spent on a Founders Pack and why? A user by the name of Lunar Templar stated the following. The most I've spent on a Founders Pack was for Warframe for the Master Tier, that was $100. I would have gone for the Grand Master Pack at $250 if it had been within the budget, but sadly it was not. It should be noted, however, that I started with the lowest tier and upgraded from there once the game proved itself as something I'd like, though with the amount of transparency Digital Extreme has with Warframe, that also played no small role in my decision to upgrade. Thanks for the response, and as always, if you want your comment possibly featured in next week's episode, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question is, have you ever felt ripped off by a developer for cutting off support to a free-to-play title? I'm curious what games you guys have played in the past that lost development support, mainly due to myself never encountering that issue. I'd just been lucky, I guess. Being the odd man out in Daybreak's MMO portfolio for some time now, Dragon's Prophet will be shutting down. As of November 16th, Daybreak will no longer be active in North America, according to a statement on the game's website. All items in the cash shop have been dramatically reduced, as we have seen with other MMO shutdowns as of late, and of course, players with excess Daybreak cash can choose to spend it in Daybreak's other games. Those of you in the EU and Asian countries don't have anything to worry about, as Dragon's Prophet will continue service in those locations for now. Being that I only played Dragon's Prophet for a few hours, I don't have the best viewpoint on it. What I did play though was pretty generic, unoptimized, and could have been mistaken for a single player RPG due to never seeing a single soul. Not really a surprise that it's shutting down. Well guys, another end to another free-to-play weekly. This month is going to be crazy with expansions galore, Blade and Soul, and even more titles inching toward launch. While you're at it, make sure to inch your way towards the giveaways page though, bookmark it and check it daily. As always, signing out until next week's free-to-play weekly, I'm Zach Sharps and I'll catch you guys next time.